Hello friends, in this part we will discuss how login user can share their ideas with public, and then after we will load all user ideas, so any user can view all users' content, and after this user can like particular user post. So for make share content, we have go to index page, and on this page here we have write form tagged with attribute method is equal to poster and it is equal to form wall. Under this form we have defined one text area tagged with attribute name is equal to content, it is equal to content, and placeholder is equal to share anything what's in your mind. User can write their idea under this text area tag. After we want to define one submit button for share idea, so we have write input tagged with attribute type is equal to submit, name is equal to submit, it is equal to submit, and value is equal to post. By clicking this button user can share their ideas with public. Below this form we have defined one division tagged with attribute it is equal to website stuff. Under this tag we will load all user idea, so any user can see content of any user. First we want to load all user idea under division tagged with attribute website stuff, so we have go to jQuery code, and under this we have defined one function with name load stuff. This function will all user content from content table. Under this function we have defined Ajax request, this will send data to server. Under this request we have write first option URL set to load stuff.php, this option will send request to this page. In second option we have write method option, and under this option we have write post, here we have used post method for send data to server. And lastly we have write success callback function, this function has been called when request has been completed successfully, and this function will receive data from server. This function will receive all user ideas data in HTML format. So we want to display that data under division tag with it website stuff, so we have write $document with division tag it website stuff with HTML method, and under this method we have write data, so it will display all users idea on web page. Now we have go to write PHP code on load stuff.php page, so on this page we want to make database connection. So we have write include statement, and under this we have write database connection.php page. This code will make database connection with session. After this we have write if statement, and under condition we have write a function, and under this function we have write $session user a variable. This condition will check if value of this variable is set, then it will execute if block of code. Under this block we have defined one $output variable is equal to blank value. Under this variable we will store content details in HTML format. Below this we have write $query variable is equal to select table column like content.contented, content.userid, content.description, user details.username, user details.userimage. From content table and join user details on user details.userid is equal to content.userid. Order by content.contented in descending order. This is our simple query for content details with user details, in which we have make an join between this content table and user details. This query will return all user content with particular user details who has share post. Now we have write $statement variable is equal to $connect variable with prepare statement, and under this we have write $query variable. Here we have make query prepare for execution. After this we want to execute this query, so we have write $statement variable with execute method. This method will execute query. Then after we want to get result of query execution, so we have write $result variable is equal to $statement variable with fetch all method. This method will fetch query execution result and store into $result variable. Now we want to get number of rows affected by query execution, so we have write $total rows variable is equal to $statement variable with row count function. This function will return number of rows affected by query execution which we have stored under $total row variable. After this we have write if statement and under condition we have write $total rows variable value is greater than 0. This condition will check if this variable value is greater than 0, then it will execute if block of code, otherwise it will execute else block of code. Suppose $total rows variable value is 0, then it will execute else block of code, and under this block we have write $output variable is equal to text like nobody has shared nothing. But suppose $total rows variable value is greater than 0, then it will execute if block of code, and under this block we have write for each loop with condition $result variable as $row variable for fetch value from $result variable. Under this loop we have defined one $like button variable. In this variable we will store like button code in HTML format. Now we do not want to display like button to that user who has already liked that post, this because one can like one post only one time, second time we do not want to like same post by same user. So we have go to function.php page and on this page we have create one function is user has already liked content with 3 argument like $connect variable, $user_id variable and $contented variable. This function return true if particular user like particular post, otherwise it will return false. Under this function we have write $query variable is equal to select star from user content like table where contented is equal to contented and user ID is equal to user ID. This query will fetch data from user content like table. Below this query we have write $statement variable is equal to $connect variable with prepare statement, and under this we have write $query variable. This code will prepare query for execution. Now we want to execute this query, so we have write $statement variable with execute method, and under this method we have pass value of contented and user ID in array format. This function will execute query. Now we want to get number of rows affected by query execution, so we have write $total rows variable is equal to $statement variable with row count function. This function will return number of rows and store into $total rows variable. After we have write if statement and under condition we have write $total rows variable value is greater than 0. This condition will check if this variable value is greater than 0, then it will execute if block of code, otherwise it will execute else block of code. So suppose $total rows variable value is greater than 0, so it will execute if block of code, and under this block we have write return true statement. But suppose $total rows variable value is equal to 0, then it will execute else block of code, and under this block we have write return false statement. So here our function is ready to check user has liked any particular post or not. If he has already liked, then it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Now we have go to loadstuff.php page, and here we have write include statement, and under this we have write function.php. This code will include all functionality of function.php. After this here we have write if statement, and under condition we have write not operator with function is user has already liked content with 3 argument like $connect variable, $session user ID variable and $row contented variable. This code will check if particular user has not liked particular post, then it will execute if block of code, otherwise no action has been taken. Suppose particular user has not liked any post, then it will execute if block of code, and under this block we have write $like button variable is equal to button tagged with attribute type is equal to button, name is equal to like button, class is equal to like button, and data content id is equal to $row contented variable. Here we have defined like button for like particular post, and in this button we have defined class is equal to like button, and we will use this selector in jQuery, and value of contented will be get from data contented variable. Then after we want to get total like of particular post shared by user. So for we have again go to function.php, and here we have create function count content like function with two argument like $connect variable and $contented variable. This function will return number of like on particular post. Under this function we have write $query variable is equal to select star from user content like table where contented is equal to contented. This is our select query for count number of like. After we have write $statement variable is equal to $connect variable with prepare statement, and under this we have write $query variable. By using this statement we have make query for execution. Then after we have write $statement variable with execute method, and under this we have pass contented variable get from $contented variable. This code will execute query. Below this we have write $total rows variable is equal to $statement variable with row count method. This method will return number of rows affected in query execution and store into $total rows variable. Lastly, we want to return this function output. So we have write return statement with $total rows variable. This code will return this function output. Now we have go to load stuff page, and here we have write $count like variable is equal to count content like function 2 argument like $connect variable and $row contented variable. This function will return number of like of particular content and store under count like data variable. After this we have write $output variable, and in this variable we append HTML code like division tagged with class is equal to panel default. And under this we have create one more division tagged with class is equal to panel heading, and under this we have write header 3 class is equal to panel title. Under this we will display post share username with image. So for display image we have write image tagged with source is equal to images / $row user image variable. It will display user image, and for display username we have write by with $row username variable. It will display username of who has shared this post. With this we want to display number of like of particular post, so here we have write button tagged with attribute type is equal to button name is equal to total like it is equal to total like, and for display number of like in button text we have write $count like variable. It will display number of like of particular post. Then after we have defined one more division tagged with class is equal to panel body, and under this tag we want to display post description, so here we have write $row description variable. It will display user content under this panel body. Lastly, in panel we have defined one more division tagged with class is equal to panel footer. This is the footer part of panel, and under this we want to display like button user, so here we have write $like button variable. Click on this like button, user can like particular post, and once user has liked particular post, then after this button will not be visible to that user who has already liked that post. So here our code is ready to load all user stuff and store into this $output variable. Now we want to send this data to index page. So here we have write echo statement with $output variable. It will display all user stuff on index page. Now we have go to index page, and here we have called this load stuff function here. So when page has been loaded, then this function will called and it will load stuff under division tag with it is equal to website stuff. After we have want to write jQuery code for share content with all user. So here we have write $with form id form wall with on method, and under this method we have write submit event. So when form has been submitted, this code will execute. Under this first we have write event.prevent default method. This method will stop to redirect form data. After this we have write if statement, and under condition we have write $trim function, and under this we have write $with text area id content with value method with length is equal to 0. This code will check if text area field has no value, then it will execute if block of code, otherwise it will execute else block of code. Suppose text area field is empty, then it will execute if block of code, and under this we have write alert with message like please write something with return false statement. So this message will pop if text area has no value. But suppose text area field has some value, then it will execute else block of code, and under this block we have defined form data variable is equal to $this with serialize method. This method will text string of form data and store into this form data variable. Below this we have defined Ajax request for send form data to server, and under this we have write first option URL set to insert.php page. Here we have send request to this page. In second option we have write method, and under this we have write post method. So here we have used post method for send form data to server. In third option we have write data, and in this option we can define which data we want send to server. So here we have write form data variable, in which we have store form data in text URL format. Lastly we have write success callback function. This function has been called when request has been completed successfully, and this function will receive data from server. Under this function we have write if statement, and under condition we have write data variable value is equal to done. This condition will check if this variable value is equal to done, then it will execute if block of code. Suppose data variable value is equal to done, then it will execute if block of code unless we want to clear form fields. So here we have write $with form id form wall with 0 index with reset method. This will clear form fields. After we want to display share content with content list, we have called load stuff function. This function will retrieve latest content data from content table and display on web page. Now we have moved to write PHP code on insert.php page. So on this page first we want to make database connection, so here we have write include statement, and under this we have write database connection.php file. This will make database connection. After this we have write if statement, and under condition we have write is set function with $post content variable. This code will check if this variable value is set, then it will execute if block of code. Under this block we have write $query variable is equal to insert query like insert into content table with values like user ID and description with values like user id and description. Below this we have write $statement variable is equal to $connect variable with prepare statement, and under this we have write $query variable. This method will prepare query for execution. After this we want to execute this query, so we have write $statement variable with execute method, and under this method we have pass value of user ID and description value in array format. This will execute insert query. Then after we have write $result variable is equal to $statement variable with fetch all method. This will fetch result from query execution. Now we want to check data properly inserted or not, so we have write if statement, and under condition we have write is set function with $result variable. This will check if this variable value is set, then it will execute if block of code, and under this block we have write echo statement with done text. This will send this value to Ajax request. So here our code is ready, so we have check output in browser. So here friends, we have already logged into system by entering email as johnsmith@gmail.com, and in password we have enter page, and then after system has been redirect to us this index page. Here currently it display nothing, so we have refreshed the page. After refresh of page, share content text area with share button must be loaded with all user content. So here we can see after refresh of web page we can see the blank text area field with share button, and below this we can see all user content with details like which content has been shared by which user with picture and how many likes has been received by particular post, and footer of post we can see like button. Now we want to share one post with all user. So in text area fields we have enter one news on Google, like Google's News Street View cameras will help algorithms index the real world, and click on post button. After click on post button, text area field has been clear and share post has been appear here in latest post, and with this post we can see here profile picture with name like John Smith with 0 like, that means no one has liked this post, and footer of this post we can see like button, that means John Smith has not liked this post. And below this post we can see most of this post footer has no like button, that means John Smith has already liked those all post. So in this post we have seen how load all user post content and how to share a new post with all user. Now in next part we will discuss how to like post. If you have any query regarding this video tutorial part, please comment your query in comment box, and if you like this video tutorial please share with your friends, or even you can also share on social media also. If you want to get more update regarding our video tutorial, please subscribe our YouTube channel for get more update regarding release of future video. Lastly, keep watching our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching this video tutorial.